Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberlyn Coaching, where we help women recover from and flourish after stress and trauma. Mom says, honey, would you drop the kids off at school this morning? I've got a lot of shopping to do and errands to run. Dad's like, okay, I've got a really hectic day myself. Okay, I'll do it. Come on, kids, get in the car. So dad and the kids jump in the car and they're off. The busy father looks at his watch. Oh my word, why is traffic so slow this morning? What are these people doing? I want them to drive safely, but get out of the road. This guy in front of me is going so slow, I'm gonna maybe get around him the first time I can, take a shortcut. Oh no, wouldn't you know it? Just as they get up to the railroad crossing, the lights begin to flash and the safety gate comes down. Dad's first thought is, darn it! We're going to be held up by the train and we're going to be late. He's fuming, he's tapping his fingers on the steering wheel, he's reviewing in his mind, how am I going to make up some time? And here's this little sweet voice, childish little voice coming from the back seat. Daddy, Daddy, we're so lucky. We get to watch the train go by. This story was based on a story told by Jerry Braza in Moment by Moment. So think about this. Daddy's take on this was an inconvenience, a delay. The child's take was the joy of a new experience, the frustration and the excitement viewing the same thing, seeing the train go by. Everything that we look at, every occasion that we have can be an adversity if we don't welcome it as an opportunity, or it can be a new learning experience and an excitement and a wonderful reminder to stop and enjoy what the journey has to offer along the way. Often the now, called by some people the sacrament of the present moment or the sacrament of the blessed present, is filled with many gifts if we have the eyes to see and the ears to really listen. Let me share my screen with you. As you know, we have been talking about how to reduce our stress, how to regulate ourselves when we get triggered, when we're angry, when we're irritated, we're in that state of arousal. We've learned some breathing techniques. We've learned the wonderful wet noodle. Many of my clients love that one, where we just take 5 seconds, just whatever is tense in your body, just relax it. Remember that you cannot be stressed out in a relaxed body. We've talked about looking at our situations. Which should we change? Which should we eliminate? Which ones are good for us? And then the main thing we've been talking about is how to decrease our reaction to stress. Just as in our story, what was stressful to the dad was not stressful to the little boy. We know that the things that we encounter in life, it's our reaction to the stress rather than the actual circumstance that causes us to get stressed out. We've been talking about the core disciplines, these concepts that are so powerful. If we work on them in our lives, they make a difference. We live more powerfully, more joyfully. We've talked about the first thing, of course, is being aware, and that actually is going to play in today's also. I'm going to jump forward and you can see that we're in number 9. We're in presence in the moment. So we're going to talk about being aware a lot. So being aware, accepting the truth of things, making conscious choices, not just running on old habits, but looking and noticing what is really going on here and then making a conscious choice. And once we do that, trusting the process, trusting that what we're doing is going to take a while. We're not going to jump ship. We're going to maybe tweak a little, but we're just going to go forward with the decisions that we've made and give them a chance to work. We talked about being ourselves, being authentic, how stressful it is to try to pretend to be someone that you're not. And when you do that, you can become fearless because you know that every situation is a learning situation. I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow. So it's okay if I make a mistake. That takes away the fear and that gives me the confidence. And then last, I keep messing this thing up. I have 8 as presence in the moment again, and actually 8 was, the last 2 weeks was connection. Connection between people, between ourselves, with our Creator. We are made for connection. And when that connection helps us calm ourselves and be regulated and live the lives we want to live. And then now, this week, we're going to talk about presence in the moment. Now is all there is. You've heard me say this several times through all these weeks, and we're just going to keep on saying it because it's very important. We're going to talk about 3 areas today. Now is all there is. How present are you? I'm going to give you some questions to answer to make that evaluation for yourself. We're going to talk about distractions, and then next week we'll talk about detached involvement and developing presence in the moment. I'll give you some tips and some ways to help you do that. So now is all there is. We want to feel in control. We want to feel in control of our lives. And when we find ourselves out of the present moment, we feel out of control because we are. We have no control over the past. The past is come and gone. We have no control over the future because we don't know what is going to happen in the future. The future is out there. Remember, we've talked about fear, that fear is fear of something going to happen. You're not afraid in the moment. So when we're in the moment, that's when we can be fearless, and that's when we can feel in control, because we're only in control of now. So now is really all there is. Everything else is an illusion. We have illusions of being in control, but we're not. We're only in control of today. And when we're out of control, when we feel like we're out of control, that is very stressful. That is one of the things that maybe is a big stressor. Trying to control, we talk about herding cats or whatever. When we try to control the people around us, the things around us, and we try to control the past or the future, it's so stressful because all we have is now. There's a mind and a body connection when we are focused right now that allows our mind and our brain and our body to make those connections. And then when we're truly focused on what we're doing right now, we can make decisions. We can have thoughts that don't, they're not hard to come. They're not a struggle. They just come because we have the connection between our body and our brain is not stopped by the stress of the distraction out there. So when we are focused, we're not being distracted. We have the lack of physical tension. Remember, I told you, you can't be stressed out in a relaxed body. When we are completely immersed in the activity at hand, that is when we have the most energy, the most power. Our brain is working to the full on whatever it is we're doing, whether it's with family, whether it's with friends, whether it's at work. Whatever it is that we're doing, we will do it more powerfully, more effectively, more creatively if we are focused on what we're doing instead of having our mind go off all the other way. Every time that your brain takes a little shot off to the past or the present or the future, not the present, it pulls some of your energy away. You don't have the energy to focus on what you're working on. We have enough strength for today. We don't have enough strength for tomorrow. In an ancient book of history and wisdom, in the book of Exodus 3:14, God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he says, say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent me to you. He was using the words I am as his name. So you might have heard a saying that says, God doesn't say I was, that he was in the past. He doesn't say I will be, he's in the future. He says I am, and he is the present. God will give you enough strength to do what you need to do today. He will not give you enough strength for tomorrow. So if today, he won't give it to you today for tomorrow. He will only give you what you need for today. There's another quote that I think is really powerful. I don't know if you've ever heard of Corrie ten Boom. She lived back in the time of the Nazis and Hitler, and her family was sent to the concentration camps because she helped Jews escape. And she has many powerful books, and there's a movie called I forgot. I don't remember. I'll tell you that if anybody wants it, ask me and I'll tell it to you. I did not mean to talk that much about this. So the quote is, worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. We can't do anything about tomorrow. We can only do today. And we have enough strength for today. And we need all our energy into whatever we're focusing on today and this present moment. So here's some questions to ask you to help you decide, how present am I? Am I being present in the moment, or am I letting myself get distracted? When you take an action, is it to enjoy the experience or just to get it done? Do you feel like you're always waiting for something to be over, for the next thing to happen? Are you waiting to get through this time of your life to get to the next time of your life? I'm going to be happy when, I'm going to be happy, when we were younger. I'm going to be happy when I'm a teenager. I'm going to be happy when I graduate from high school. I'm going to be happy when I get married. I'm going to be happy when I have kids. I'm going to be happy when the kids get potty trained. I'm going to be happy when the kids get out of the house. All these things that we just keep waiting till something else is going to happen. And that time never comes. We maybe hit those goals, and then we have more things that we're waiting for. When you're in the moment, when you're taking an action today, are you enjoying it right now? Are you waiting for it to get done so something else can happen? What about when you're eating? Do you eat the meal for enjoyment, or do you just stuff it down to finish it? Turns out that one of the best ways to not overeat is to actually slow down your eating, enjoy your food, eat foods that you love, eat them slowly, savor them, enjoy them, eat them without guilt, and notice when you're full, you eat, and notice when you're not full and you stop. But the idea of eating for enjoyment, many of us who've grown up in a diet culture, the thought of enjoying our meals seems a little bit blasphemous. But it turns out that that's actually one of the best ways to learn to be a natural eater and to be able to sustain a natural, healthy weight. So what about you? When you eat your meal, do you eat it to enjoy it, or do you just stuff it down and just get it done? What about when you're having a conversation with someone? Remember the last couple times we talked about connection, one of the challenges I gave you was to try to be more connected in a conversation. So how did that go? And how are you with a conversation? Are you listening truly? Are you waiting to get your point across? Are you listening to have an answer? Are you getting distracted by your phone or by the people around you? Or are you focused in on that one person, listening to understand what they have to say? Just your whole life, your journey that you are going through. Do you wake up in the morning and you look forward to the day? Or do you wake up thinking, oh my word, it's another day? Do you feel excitement, curiosity, joy, or passion? Or are you just going through the motions? Now, I know we're not going to feel all those positive feelings every minute of the day. But when you judge overall, if you were to take a month, how many days of the month would you feel like you are enjoying the life that you're living? And how many days will you feel like you're just waiting, living through it, enduring to get on to something else that is hopefully going to be better? Another thing that we want to talk about when we talk about being present in the moment is distractions. These are the things that keep us from being able to be present in the moment. We already mentioned the past. When I'm stuck in the past, when I can't let go of the past, either what other people have done to me or things that I've done that I'm ashamed of or whatever, when the past keeps overwhelming me, it distracts me, and I'm not able to enjoy the moment. I'm not able to put all my energy here. When I'm in the future, when I'm totally thinking and dreaming, it could be worrying, whatever it is, whether it's the waiting for the good thing or whether it's the being anxious about it, either one of those are distractions that keep us from being able to be present in the moment. Now, this next one is digital distractions. Oh my word, you're not going to want to hear about this because I didn't want to hear about it either. How many distractions we have in a day. Hang on, I wrote down a little bit about this. So it said that this study they did back in 2016, they said that an average person checks their email 74 times a day. Some people went all the way up to 435. Now let's think about that. That's checking your email. What about checking your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Snapchat, now there's a bunch of other things. We've got GroupMe, we've got Clubhouse, we have all these different social medias. And I don't know about you, but mine are always dinging at me. I have to turn some of them off to only have the most important things. But when these things distract you and interrupt you, They said it takes 25 minutes to get back on track once you've been interrupted. They're saying that this is really hurting our work days. Think about your work day. If you get, and I think they said that people get interrupted every 11 minutes. And they said every time you get interrupted, multiply that by 25 minutes, because that's how long it's taking you to get back on task. So just think how more powerful we'd be if maybe we set a little bit of time, an hour or two of time, where we don't allow any digital distractions at all, and we work focused. We probably would get more done than the whole rest of the day. There's a lot of different softwares. There's different kinds of ways to structure your day that can help you if you find that you're having problems with the digital distraction. But mainly, let's just start being aware of how many times, when can you put your phone away? Some people put their phone in lock boxes so that they won't get to it. They say that it's not good to have your phone by your bed at night. I actually do for my alarm clock, but I feel like I'm okay. I don't actually get on it late at night, but some people can't help but do that. So what is your weakness there? What parts are hard for you? And then find ways to not let the digital distractions bother you and keep you from being present in the moment. And then multitasking. How many of you are multitaskers? I'm a big multitasker. They say that actually only 2.5% of people are able to multitask effectively. They say that when we think we're multitasking, we're actually just doing things one at a time. Our brain is switching back and forth between the two things. And so again, I don't know if it takes us 25 minutes, hopefully, when we're doing multitasking, but when we're going back and forth, we're not focusing. They say, this is something I need to work on. I'm preaching to the course here, but they say that if we, that when we do the multitasking, we're not doing what we're doing well. And I do find that there's some things I feel like I can multitask, and other things I have to turn off the extra thing and put my focus on. So I think that again, none of this is black and white. Find what works for you. Where are you having problems? Where are you struggling? And find ways to change that. So just look at your multitasking. Is it working well for you? Is it keeping you from working powerfully and being able to focus? You probably, most of us are not the 2.5 who are able to do it effectively. Like, I mean, of course we can do some things. We can wash the dishes and listen to a podcast, or we can do this and that. But other times, things that we think we're multitasking, we may just be causing ourselves a lot of stress because we're not doing either one of them well. And it's taking us longer to do whatever we're doing. It might be quicker to focus on this one, get it done, and focus on the other. Again, just look at it. Decide for yourself what's good for you. All right, so today we talked about all there is now, this present moment. We can't control anything but what's going on right now. We have some questions for you to think about. How present are you in your daily moments, and what are some of your distractions? What are the things that distract you, and how can you maybe find ways to make those things less distracting or have less power over you? If you would like some help on working on any of this, I would love to have a conversation with you to see if we would be good for a coaching relationship. There's a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free coaching session, and we can talk and visit and see how that would work for us. And there's also a link you can watch my videos on YouTube. Right now, my website, I've kind of overwhelmed it, and the video page won't open up on your phone very well. The rest of the website will. I'm in the process of making a new, more powerful website. I'm very excited about that, and I will definitely let y'all know when that comes up. But meanwhile, if you want to watch the videos, you can watch them on YouTube, and there is a link to that in the show notes also. Meanwhile, have a great week. Be present in the moment. Notice where you're not and see what things you can change. Bye-bye.